go.
I done lost track of damn mind. I don't know how.
Brandon, Allen, Tony. We
Batman Boxing Talk. We back again. We're gonna touch on the Crawford and Porter fight. Sean Porter versus Terrence Crawford. Tony.
Okay. I'm not giving any prediction right now.
Yeah, we got some time. We
got some time to give a prediction
days
on that, but I think it's a great fight. Finally, Crawford is fighting somebody from the PBC side.
All right.
It's just, and it's gonna be very interesting because at welterweight, I know he didn't stop everybody he fought, but he hasn't fought anybody like Sean Porter.
He beat Kilbrook.
That's true.
Stop,
and you know what?
Stop.
No,
stop.
I'm not gonna say stop. And this is the reason why. Because my argument has always been when, even though Earl beat a younger Kell Brook. Kell Brook they was talking about how Kell Brook, when he fought Kell Brook, he was coming down from 154. When he had just got his eye broke at 160 by a hard puncher.
You can't give Earl credit and not give
Bud credit. And not give Bud credit. Look, even though he was coming off of a loss.
Yeah.
But he hadn't lost in all those years until he fought Bud, and Bud cranked his ass up out of there.
Yeah, you gotta get a motherfucker credit.
You gotta give him credit for that.
And one thing I don't like, because I get mad at people doing it when they just used to do it to Floyd, and now that they do it to Canelo. And it's looking like I know because y'all know I love Canelo.
Canelo won.
But no. But I'm saying like the thing that we are doing with Floyd is the same shit that we did with Bud is the same shit that we did with Canelo. We don't do that to Earl. We don't say Earl can't beat this, or well, he beat that person, but he can't. We don't do that with Earl.
Sure, yeah.
But with Bud, we like, let's see how he do against Jeff Horn. That's a big welterweight that beat Manny Pacquiao.
Yeah.
Then he beat the shit out of Jeff Horn.
Exactly.
Then it's well, let's see what he do with Amir Khan. Cause Amir Khan got hand speed. He was giving Canelo problems. He beat the shit out of Amir Khan.
That's true.
And now it's let's see what he do with Kell Brook.
Yeah.
And then he beat the shit out of Kell Brook. So if he go out there and beat the shit out of Sean Porter, give that man his credit.
Oh, he gonna get all the credit in the world.
No, that's what people say.
That's what people
But
say.
guess what?
But of course, it's always look. Boxing is a sport where it's always what's next?
Not for everybody.
Yeah,
Not
exactly.
for everybody.
Mm-hmm. It's just like football. You gotta prove yourself every Sunday.
Yep. That was a great fight. Now, what is the next thing is gonna be? What is he gonna do against Earl? That is gonna be he go out there and beat the shit out of Sean Porter, which nobody ever beats the shit out of Sean Porter.
But what I'm saying is nobody says, what is Earl gonna do against Bud? It's always the question, what would Bud do with Earl?
Look at the question.
You see what I'm saying?
That question is asked. That question is asked because just like last year, if you asked who the pound for pound best fighter was, everybody said Terrence Crawford.
No.
You sure?
No, not everybody. Some people say it's Lomachenko. Some people say Canelo. I don't think Terrence Crawford has ever been the consensus number one guy. Not like how Floyd was, not how Roy Jones was, not how
that's true.
Triple G
after
was at
140. He was considered pound for pound.
Not by everybody though. When you looked at, yes it is. When you looked at pound for pound for Roy Jones, there was no pound for pound list you could look at that didn't have Roy Jones number one.
That's true.
Look at what Roy Jones was doing.
That's the
point.
You just said that nobody ever does it.
No, it does. It does happen.
Floyd was considered number one pound for pound
in the sport, regardless of what trainer you talk to. Anybody who was the best.
Now there was a point where it was like, I don't know if it's Manny, or we don't know if it's Floyd. But once Floyd got to a certain level, it was a consensus that it was Floyd. Even Andre Ward didn't have that. It's definitely Andre Ward. You see what I'm saying? Like, cause he
was when Floyd retired.
Nah, because remember Triple G was still considered number one by a lot of lists.
Yeah, okay.
So Terrence has never, even Canelo has never been the consensus number one guy.
I think he is now.
No, cause some people say Usyk now. Some people say Clarissa.
But it's consistent. It's like undisputable. I mean, there's no disputes.
When I say consensus,
but I think consensus if you and Allen vote like, okay, Terrence Crawford is, and I say no, Lomachenko is, right? Then the consensus is Terrence Crawford.
Yeah, but I'm not talking about from us. I'm talking about from.
That's what I'm saying. But it could go that way too. If Terrence Crawford is by many experts considered, by most experts considered the best pound for pound fighter, then he's the consensus best pound for pound fighter.
Nah, because they don't say, oh, Canelo is the number one. They say, oh, some people have him 1, some people have him 2. Same thing with Bud. Some people may have him 1, some people with Floyd. The pound for pound king.
They do say the consensus.
Floyd Mayweather Jr.
But they go by what was that? Was it Ring Magazine's pound for pound?
Well, I think
ESPN
vote for it. I think, but that's what I'm saying.
Ring.
Floyd was number 1 on Ring. Floyd was number 1 on ESPN.
Yeah.
Like it don't. Shit, Lomachenko was number 1 more than Terrence Crawford was.
That's true. And
Well, that's because ESPN was pushing that.
But I mean,
he was number 1 on other lists
what
too.
Lomachenko was doing.
Yeah.
I mean, even though Lomachenko has fell off, but you got to understand where Lomachenko started.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, look, they always go back to him losing his second fight.
Gary Russell in his third fight
as a professional. Nobody is beating Gary Russell except for Lomachenko.
We talking about Gary Russell beating Chris Colbert, and Chris Colbert got like 13 fights.
Exactly. Nobody's beating Gary. And look, and if they'd have called that fucking knockdown, he wouldn't have beat him then.
He'd have got a draw.
He'd have got a draw. It would have been a draw. Damn it.
I don't know.
Gary's hands are too fast for his own good.
That's true, but I'm not gonna let you get off topic like y'all motherfuckers did the last.
Yeah, we
joint.
talking
got
about
time on what
Terrence
you talking
Crawford.
about. Yeah.
And,
All right, we got
Sean Porter.
Yeah, we not got it.
I was saying something, but you jumped in and talked about all. See, it got me off topic.
One thing. Terrence Crawford has that dog in him, and I remember saying that I didn't think. Well, everybody said Sean Porter had no chance against Earl Spence, and I was the one that said if Earl Spence go in there and get into a war with Sean Porter, he can't win, which he did. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna repeat that again. If Terrence Crawford goes in there and goes to war with Sean Porter, because Sean Porter ain't gonna outbox Terrence Crawford, so the only way Sean Porter's gonna win that fight is dog him out.
Man.
Wait a minute, before you go in there, Brandon, I'm just like I said, how you got me off topic, because I want to repeat this again, damn it. That damn Kell Brook thing, I'm glad you brought me back to that. Because, man, like you said, people have a tendency, he wasn't the same after Earl and Triple G, but if you're going to take credit away from Terrence, you have to take credit away from Earl. He came off of a loss at middleweight, getting his eye broke by Triple G, dropped down 2 weight classes to fight Earl. But yet y'all talk about, he fought
7 months later.
7 months later. But you talk about, he hadn't fought at 150, he hadn't fought at 147 for some years. He was fighting at 154, but he hadn't lost, and he came down and he got cranked.
And the thing is,
so give him credit.
Before he fought
give Bud his credit. Yep.
Before he fought Kell Brook, everybody was saying, this was a good fight.
Yep, everybody.
Before he fought Amir Khan, Amir Khan's hand speed. They always. That's what's. Bud is in that position where he always have to prove.
That's true.
Just like, you know who.
Yeah.
When he fought Rocky Fielding, he didn't want to fight the real WBA champion and Caleb.
And Floyd
Caleb
too.
Smith.
When Floyd was beating everybody every round and making them look average, it's always what's next.
And that's how
Canelo, regardless of, I'm saying before you do, right? Canelo, regardless of who he fights, right? He knocking people out. He breaking eye sockets. He breaking arm muscles. He ruining careers. You know what I'm saying? And look, and what's that? Oh, look, and Clenbuterol don't do that.
Let me ask a question.
Don't say that shit.
No.
It don't do that. Look, I don't think Clenbuterol make you break eye sockets and arms and shit like that, because every fighter in Mexico will be doing it.
Lou Ray said steroids don't make you
hit
stronger. It just gives you more stamina and endurance. Yeah. So
Canelo, Terrence Crawford. Name another fight y'all just talking about.
As far as what? Pound for pound? Or?
No, just
talking about that expectation.
Floyd Mayweather.
Canelo. Okay, Floyd Mayweather.
And I'm going to tell you who else at one point had it, Deontay Wilder. But it's gone now, of course, because he lost. Because it was always, what are you going to do?
It's always, but a lot of that also is the media that you're listening to. With Deontay Wilder, if you go outside of the LDBC,
No,
it's
because I
all
don't
negative.
think the LDBC is saying who's next. They're backing.
No,
Wilder.
that's what he was saying.
that's
He was
what
saying
I'm
going
saying.
outside of
If you go outside of the LDBC,
But what-
Wilder's not the greatest. Inside, I mean, but if you listen to that every day, if you listen to the LDBC, Wilder can do no wrong. Canelo, that press conference, some of the media that you listened to said Plant won that press conference, but of course we saw different. Same thing with Terrence
And I hit him with the Kanye West when they say that.
Yeah.
How, Sway?
Yeah, but I'm smart enough.
How?
I don't need anybody to tell me who did what. I
Everybody's
know.
not.
Well, that's why we're
Even
here.
look, even you believe. Look, you watch it. Look, Alan. Look, either you're gonna be like you said, you're gonna be like people led to a slaughter or whatever. But you can look at the look. Am I gonna believe the media or my lying eyes? I guess my eyes lying, and I saw
Yeah.
Canelo crank him at the press conference.
And like I said, at the end of the day, I think I don't.
But yeah,
I don't
get
think,
yours in, man.
I don't think either person got more out of that shit than the other. I think they both got what they needed in some form
I
of fashion.
really think that Canelo got more out of that.
I don't. Like I mean, if you talking about the action that happened, okay, cool. He slapped him 2 times and got slapped once. Okay,
3.
fine.
You saw it on the thing.
Yeah,
like
okay.
you said,
he
though.
slapped
You
him
said-
3 times and he got slapped once. So, okay, fine. But at the end of the day, they both could go home with positive things to take from that.
Yeah.
Like you said, Caleb feels like he got Canelo out of character. That's something positive that he could take from that. And he was able to get up close and living color of how fast Canelo's reflexes was. So now he knows kind of, oh shit, the motherfucker fast. Let me go. So
true.
he can take
That's
that
true.
from that.
Okay, I give you that.
And if you want to say Canelo won because of the 3
All right, but yeah,
slaps,
back to Sean Porter.
yeah,
Yeah,
but
back to Sean Porter.
But Sean Porter's going to get that love from certain media, and Terrence Crawford won't because he's outside.
But I feel like all media is saying Terrence Crawford, what's next? I don't feel like it's just the LDBC. I don't feel like it's just old media. I feel like everybody wants to know what's next. He may just be that guy. You know what I'm saying? Like Lomachenko didn't have a what's next moniker behind him. Oh, who this? But no, he didn't have that. You know what I'm saying? Tank Davis has it. Who's
Yeah, that's
next?
true, yeah.
But I don't know what it takes to have that. But these guys have it. And all I'm saying is, when y'all hop these fighters out there and these guys complete the task, give them the credit that they deserve. Don't. That's like we said, King Kong Ortiz. It can't be when that Wilder stretches ass twice. Give that man his fucking credit. Don't sit up there and now all of a sudden Luis Ortiz 40. You know what I'm saying? So the fuck was Klitschko.
No, that's true. That's true.
When Joshua beat him, but we don't have that what's next for Joshua mentality for whatever reason. I don't know what it is.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I see what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
We're not asking Usyk what's next.
Okay, but so what do you think about the Sean Porter?
Because he brought it back up. I was about to go and he started talking and shit. I just feel like Bud is going to win, and I think he's going to win convincingly. I don't see a stoppage, or I don't see him knocking Sean out, but I see a bigger gap in defeat than I did with Earl and Sean. And that doesn't mean that I think Bud can beat Earl, but I just feel like they say, styles make fights. Mm-hmm. And because Earl is a plodding fighter and a less twitchy fighter, Earl is more fundamental.
Yeah, fundamentally sound as a motherfucker.
Sean was able to slip around and slide out and get behind him.
That's true.
Whereas Bud is more elusive. He's longer. He's rangier. So it just may be a bad matchup for Sean, in my opinion. But I think Bud is going to win convincingly. And I think he's going to do it in a better fashion than Earl did.
Well, what is that? Because that was the fight that Earl Spence decided to fight.
It's not our problem that he decided to fight that way. I don't know if he did or if he didn't. But at the end of the day, you got to live with the consequences. He said he decided to fight Mikey the way he did. That's nobody's fault but Earl.
That's true.
If Terrence Crawford goes in there and knock fucking Mikey Garcia out because he chose to fight the way he needed to fight to knock him the fuck out, I can't discredit him because Earl said I'm gonna fight this way. The job is to go in there and win. He did it, but I think Bud is going to do it in a better fashion.
Yeah, I think that Earl was on that kick. I think, like you said, that's just something he chose to do. But I think he was on that kick. Well, I'm gonna beat, especially Mikey Garcia. They said that he was a better boxer. Okay, I'm an outbox. Yeah, I'm a proof.
He probably was.
Yeah, and he was like this. Okay, people like like you said, Alan, and look, the Sean Porter. You can't win a dog fight with Sean Porter. Well, I'm out dog.
Cool.
Yeah, that's cool. Like I said, with Danny Garcia, like I said, what I tell you, when you was like this, I don't know. I was like this, he gonna box Danny Garcia. He gonna stay out. He ain't gonna go in and necessarily try to tear Danny Garcia's head off. It's the jab that's gonna do it. He did that.
Yeah. And that's fine.
Yeah.
But that doesn't change the fact that it ain't spectacular.
No.
If Bud go in there and beat the shit out of him because he choose to fight Bud's fight, then he won. Shit. Fucking Manny Pacquiao didn't go in there and pity pat with Ricky Hatton like Floyd did in the first couple rounds. He went in and knocked his ass out.
Yeah.
His fucking shit was more spectacular.
Yeah, true.
And I think Bud is going to win in a better fashion. I don't think he's going to stop Sean. I don't see Sean getting stopped with them big ass teeth. But I do think Bud is going to put on a show.
I'm gonna reserve my prediction, but I think it's gonna be a hell of a fight.
And I'm going for Porter, but I don't have a prediction as of yet.
I don't have a prediction, but I'm just telling you what I think.
Yeah.
My prediction could change when the motherfucker fights.
Yeah,
but that's
I don't even want to predict. Like you said, the way when we talked about stuff happened. I mean, that damn it was like 2 weeks out with Earl Spence and Pacquiao. And then Pacquiao
yeah,
stuff like that. Yeah,
no,
yeah, we ain't deal with that. We don't know.
Yes.
Well, you got that one. You got Davis and Rolly.
Yeah.
Massacre.
He's going.
What do y'all feel about how the WBA is treating
Ugas?
Udanis Ugas?
Total man. Oh my God. We talked about this last show, but I think this is terrible, man. It's awful.
We did.
Yeah. When we was going on, we talked about it. We talked about how we think that, and Alan was like, wow, what happened? And I'm like, they forcing them to fight a tournament. Yeah, we talked about it.
Oh, okay. Well, shit, I'm off.
I think that's because,
not even that, but I think because I just don't, I hate that shit.
Yeah, I can't stand it.
Oh, you talking about today? We did.
Yeah,
oh,
exactly.
shit.
Oh,
damn. I was thinking about last week. That's what
wow.
we did.
Oh, no.
Okay, yeah, we did. But I think it's just on my mind, man.
Shit. Yeah, I can't stand that, though. I mean, it needs to get more light. What they doing to Ugas is just wrong. He upset the apple cart by beating Manny Pacquiao. He actually did y'all a damn favor, I guess. Well, no, Manny Pacquiao wasn't going to fight nobody else.
If Canelo say right now, as the WBA champion, I want to fight Caleb Plant, fuck that shit y'all talking about with this mandatory, they gonna fucking concede.
They will, yep.
And that's and I'm a big Canelo fan, but it's like, come on, man. We want to see fucking undisputed. We want to see the best niggas fighting the best. We want to see the champions fighting the champions.
I don't think they want their belt in one person's hand or in another champion's hand right now.
They got it in Canelo's hands. That's what I'm saying.
At 147 though.
Not why.
I can't say why. I mean, but
why?
Is it something they got against
Ugas maybe not
Earl Spence?
Ugas might not be an attractive fighter. I don't know. This shit
trying to
makes
get
no
him
sense.
beat, man.
But if you're gonna get him beat, why not? Wouldn't Earl Spence be
I don't
probably
think
the
I think
best?
that's what I'm saying. That's what we need to look into, whether or not they don't like Earl Spence or something. Because I don't understand why. Like you said, if you want to get him beat, why wouldn't Earl Spence be the best chance of him getting beat? God damn it, let him fight Keith Thurman if you want to put Keith Thurman back in there. But damn.
There was talk about him and Keith Thurman fighting last year.
I think Keith Thurman was talking about him again.
Well, Keith Thurman talking about everybody.
Yeah.
Fighting,
But shit, we gonna y'all. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Batman boxing talk, man. We out. See y'all.